Paramahams Parivarjaka Ashtodasad Srimad Shila Abhayachar Narad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananda Gauriya Vaishnavrind ki jai, Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So today we are going to read from Canto 3 of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled The Status Quo, Chapter 19, The Killing of Demon Hiranyaksha. We'll be doing text number 25 and 26 as ordered by the Vaishnavas. So we're doing 25 and 26 today too. We'll all do Mangal Charan. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utha Padakamalan Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sujivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vangsha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narotamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagvat Sevayat Bhagavate Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtiki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Text 25. Tam mushti bhed vinighantam Vajrashare radhokshaja Karena karnamulehan Yatha tvastram marutpati. Yatha tvastram marutpati. Tam mushtibir vinighantam. Tam mushtibir vinighantam. Vajrashare radhokshaja. Vajrashare radhokshaja. Karena karnamulehan. Karena karnamulehan. Yatha tvashram marutpati. Yatha tvashram marutpati. Vaishnavas. Tam mushtibhed vinighantam. Vajrashare radhokshaja. Karena karnamulehan. Yatha tvashram marutpati. Tam mushtibhed vinighantam. Vajrashare radhokshaja. Karena karnamulehan. Yatha tvashram marutpati. Word for word. Tam hiranyaksha mushtibhi with his fists. Vinighantam striking. Vajrashare as hard as a thunderbolt. Adhokshaja Lord Adhokshaja. Karena with the hand. Karnamule at the root of the ear. Ahan struck. Yatha as. Tvastram the demon Vritra, son of Tvashta. Marutapati Indra, Lord of the Marutas. Translation purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Chanarvind Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. The demon now began to strike the Lord with his hard fists. But Lord Adhokshaja slapped him in the root of the ear, even as Indra, the Lord of the Maruts, hit the demon Vritra. Purport. The Lord is explained here to be Adhokshaja, beyond the reach of all material calculations. Akshaja means the measurement of our senses. And Adhokshaja means that which is beyond the measurement of our senses. Now we'll do text 26 also. Text number 26. Sa ahato vishwajita hi avagnyaya paribhramad gatra udastalochana vishirna bhavagnir shiroruhopada yatha nagendro lulito nabhashvata. Though struck indifferently by the Lord, the conqueror of all, the demon's body began to wheel. His eyes bulged out of their sockets. His arms and legs broken and the hair of his head scattered. He fell down dead like a gigantic tree uprooted by the wind. Purport. It does not take even a moment for the Lord to kill any powerful demon, including Hiranyaksha. The Lord could have killed him long before, but he allowed the demon to display the full extent of his magical feats. One may know that by magical feats, by scientific advancement of knowledge, or by material power, one cannot become the equal of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. His one signal is sufficient to destroy all our attempts. His inconceivable power, as displayed here, is so strong that the demon, despite all his demoniac maneuvers, was killed by the Lord when the Lord desired, simply by one slap. So here we are seeing the end of Hiranyaksh. So now this is from here on, Hiranyaksh is finished. His game is over. He played a good game, right? usually when you play a game, there is a ball involved. Here the ball that was involved was this Bhumandala. So he played a good game. It's a good sport. But now it's finished. Right? Now, whatever planning he had done, our friend Hiranyaksh, whatever maneuvering he could do has all been destroyed. And here Srila Prabhupada mentions very nicely that whatever tactics is used by Hiranyaksh, the Lord simply finished it by one slap. Right? And so sometimes we hope that Krishna slaps us in this way. But in our existence in this material world, Krishna slaps us very nicely, very, very casually. He slaps us through his energy being Maya Devi. So through the help of Maya, we are getting slapped. In a nice way, in a cordial manner. Krishna is very kind. So usually when Krishna wants us to learn something, he does it in the nicest way possible. So in this sense, we have to understand when Krishna says, I am friend of everyone. I am everybody's friend. So how does Krishna show friendship? Krishna shows friendship in a way that whatever bad things have to happen to us, they happen to us in the nicest way possible. Krishna always hits us in the nicest way. So this is called love. Here you can see with Hiranyaksh. Hiranyaksh tried a lot of things. He tried to grab Krishna, but he could not grasp Krishna. Mother Yashoda tried to grasp Krishna as well. Just like Hiranyaksh, right? In the previous shloka as explained, Hiranyaksh tries to grab Krishna, but he cannot grab Krishna. Mother Yashoda tries to grab Krishna. Right? She also is struggling. It's not just that the demon is struggling to grasp Krishna. The devotee is also struggling to grasp Krishna. Krishna is in the beautiful, Vamsivata. He's standing there and blowing his flute. And as the gopis are coming, they are very ecstatic to see, Krishna is within our grasp. And then he vanishes. What is that shloka? Ananya Radhiko Nunam Bhagwan Hari Kirtana. So he says that he has gone away. He has gone away with Radharani. Ananya Radhiko Nunam Bhagwan Hari Kirtana. Right? Yanno Vihaya Govinda. He has vanished. Vihaya, he has gone. Right? He has left us. So what happens is both the demons and the devotees try to grasp Krishna. Both demons and devotees try to grasp Krishna. The demons are not able to grasp Krishna. Why? Why? Because they are trying to grasp Krishna's energy. You see the difference? They are trying to grasp the energy of Krishna. They are thinking, okay, I can grab hold of Krishna's energy. Now, Krishna's energy is what? Krishna's energy is represented through Prakriti. And Prakriti is Chanchala. Very hard to grasp. Very hard to grasp. Now, Krishna himself, when the devotee is trying to grasp Krishna, Krishna himself, he is the Lord of Prakriti, right? So again, if nature is so chanchala and she is hard to grasp, then Krishna also will be hard to grasp, right? He's also a hard person to grab hold of. But then how come devotees are able to grab him? So how come Mother Yashoda finally was able to bind Krishna? How are the gopis finally able to get Krishna? How? Right? They are all trying. They are all attempting. How are they able to do it? By Krishna's desire. Now, the Shaktis they don't have that desire. And so when I say they don't have that desire, means they don't have the desire to be lorded over by someone else. They want to only be lorded by Krishna. Do you understand? The energy of Krishna only wants to be lorded over by Krishna. And Krishna, he wants to be lorded over by the devotees. Are you noticing? So that is why it is easy for a devotee, and I mean when I use the word easy, meaning through all our struggles, through every struggle, eventually when we get to Krishna, it is possible for us to grasp Krishna, but it is very hard for us to grasp Krishna's energy. Right? Many have tried. Many have tried to grasp Krishna's energy. So much so that Lord Krishna, he is sometimes amused by his own energy. We read in Canto 10 of Srimad Bhagavatam how many times Krishna is amused by Yoga Maya. This is very amazing. He's amused. He's looking at, what's his name? Aghasura. And he's thinking, wow, this is something. This form of Aghasura is something. So he's amused by his yoga maya. Their amusement is there, right? And so much so that although many times Krishna shows his supremacy, he shows personally in front of all the devotees, he shows his supremacy. Still, despite that, they all thinking, oh no, Krishna is my friend. We see that scene in Canto 10 when Nanda Maharaj, he goes to, on Dwadasi to take shower, and then Varuna catches him and then, takes him into the lake, right? That scene happens. And then Krishna goes and then he rescues his parents. And then all the assembled, cowherd and everybody's coming together and they're asking Nanda Maharaj what happened. And Nanda Maharaj is explaining, well, Varuna was there and, this happened and then Krishna, and then, and Varuna made me sit on his throne and Varuna is offering obeisances to me. So Nanda Maharaj is describing all of them, the cowherd, and they're thinking, they're like, okay, Krishna just picked Govardhan Hill. He's been doing all this fancy stuff. He's dancing on top of Kalia. So, they're amused. They're thinking all of this and they're thinking, oh, wow, this is amazing. Then they're thinking, okay, wow, can Krishna deliver? So then Krishna says, okay, he takes and all of them back to Brahma Hridaya. So if you go for not Brahma Parikrama, sorry, if you go for Vrindavan Parikrama, Braja Parikrama, right? If you do Braja Parikrama, they take you to these places. They'll show you Brahma Hridaya, that this is the lake. Where then Krishna brings them all, and this is the same lake where Akrura also sees, when he does his prayers, that same area. Then Krishna is taking all of these people into the lake and he's showing them the spiritual world. So all of this stuff is happening, right? This is so obvious. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then they all come out and they're okay, Krishna, all right, Krishna, hold the stick properly. Why are you walking? Why are you, dabbling like this? Take care of the cows. Krishna is going in. So Krishna is amused by his own yoga maya. This is Krishna's amazement. He's amused by his own yoga maya, and therefore he's also heavily attracted to Radharani. Are you understand? His attraction there to Radharani is because the service attitude is so amazing. It is of the highest caliber. It is, the Sanskrit is akarshita. This is the term that is used in Nectar of Devotion, right? Akarshan. This gives, oh wow, this is amazing. Right? So this is Krishna's energy. This is Krishna's potency. It is magnanimous. Right? And so, being amused by that yoga maya, then Krishna comes as Lord Chaitanya to get the taste of that energy. So in this way, Krishna is supreme even in that sense. So he has captured. So how has Krishna captured his own energy? In the form of Lord Chaitanya. Right? That is the form in which he is the energy. Right? So you get to see now the Purusha principle even in that. That's the amazing thing. So that is Krishna. Krishna will, because he is Purusha. So in every single activity, then he is the Purusha. Right? There is no variance. You see, even when he takes the form of Mohini Rupa, right? Who is the center of attention in the entire assembly? Mohini. Right? So that's Purusha. Purusha is always the active principle, the center of attention. Right? Mohini. Even in that form, he is the center of attention. So much so that when Lord Shiva, he sees Mohini, he is Purusha. Lord Shiva is Linga. He is Linga Purush. Right? That is he is Shambhu. He represents the form of Linga Purush. He is running behind. Oh, what is going on? So this is that even when Krishna takes the form, the Prakriti, he is Purusha even in that. So this is Krishna. This is the amazing thing about Krishna, right? So here we see Hiranyaksh. He has been running behind. He's trying to grapple with the energy, but he fails. And so finally here, through his entire journey, all Lord Varaha has to do is simply slap. Just slap Hiranyaksh and it's all over. Bhanu Maharaj has given a very nice class and he was talking about how Angani Yasya Sakalendriya Vritti Manti. Krishna's Angas. They are so amazing. Right? And we see this in Krishna book. Right? Power of his lips. Putana. So wait, Bhanu Maharaj is explaining. Power of lips. Putana. There's power of lips, nothing else. Right? Power of his small arms. Trinavrata. Power of his legs. Shaktasura. Gone. This is Krishna, small, Kalia. Kalia, dexterity. Krishna's dexterity of dancing. Right? Kalia is finished. So he says, Krishna, Angani Yasya Sakalendriya Vritti Manti. Even, so every part, simply Krishna has to just touch and it's finished. Whatever prowess and, strength, the demons have is all destroyed. All of it is finished. What do you call it? Bakasura, and even to some extent Agasura, right? They try to finish Krishna off through the fire of digestion. Right? Through the fire of digestion, they thought, we will burn Krishna, who is Yagna Purush himself. Krishna is fire personified. He is Yagya Purush. They were thinking that with the fire of digestion, we will give him up. We will finish him off. Right? So what does Krishna do? He says, all right, I will take, not only will I take your fire of digestion, I will digest you. And then so it's explained that when Agasur comes out, and Agasur is unique, of course, in his this one, he actually gets, he doesn't get Sahijya, he gets a full form. He gets, I think Sarupya form he gets, isn't it? He doesn't get Sahijya form, he gets one of the other four, I forgot which one. Right, he gets one of those forms. Vishwanath Chakrabarti Thakur mentions this. Right, so he gets, so of course he's a bit unique, but the idea here is that Krishna just digests him, just takes him as well. So that uniqueness is there in Krishna. Right? So Angani Yasya, that through all his forms, he is able to do everything. So therefore his name here in this shloka becomes Adhokshaja. And Jiva Goswami really explains this word very nicely in Harinam Vyakarna, Adhokshaja. He says that, in alphabets, A is the first alphabet and Sha is the last. Right? So therefore you get the word Akshara. That's how the word Akshara comes, right? Akshara. Got it? A being the first, Sha being the last. So A to Z. So this is Akshara. So he's explaining that, okay, now this Akshara meaning everything that you can use to describe. Right? And what does Akshara do? What is the purpose of Akshara? It helps you to Akshaja. It helps you to perceive. Right? So, when we are saying Krishna is the most beautiful. Right? It helps you to perceive the beauty. Right? So sometimes, whenever Darshan Arti happens, right? When we open the curtains, why don't we all just peacefully look at Krishna? Just peacefully, right? What's with all this Govinda? Why is there so much noise? It needs to be peaceful. Right? Curtains have opened. The bell is ringing, ding, 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 ding. The beautiful incense and the smoke is coming out. You can feel that frankincense coming through. Isn't that what it's all about? That peace and quiet. Govinda. Why are they making so much noise? Because for the senses to perceive, for Akshaja, for the sense to perceive, we need Akshara. So we say, who is he? He is the greatest personality. Are you understanding why we do that? And so we see this Dhruva Maharaj, he sees, okay, Dhruva Maharaj, when it comes to, peaceful meditation, you don't get more peaceful than Dhruva Maharaj when it comes to meditation, right? All alone in the forest, no dad, no mom, Guru also left, didn't leave him, but Guru told him, okay, now go, now you do your meditation by yourself. He's sitting in Dhruva Ghat, or, in Brajadam, in Madhuvan, he's sitting and he's doing his meditation. Now that's really peaceful. In a forest, all quiet, no relatives. There he sees Lord Vishnu himself. And immediately he's thinking, what should I say? I don't know what to say. Now why this? Because to share your ecstasy, you need to speak. To share ecstasy, you need to speak. How do the gopis share their ecstasy? They speak and then they sing and dance with Krishna. The ecstasy means Akshaja needs to happen. The senses now need to perceive. That is ecstasy, that the senses are perceiving. Are you getting? Right? So, there's like when you say stamba, when, stamba is one form where they become stiff. The stamba form, it is considered one of the ecstasy. One may say, the senses are not perceiving. No, at that state, all senses are perceiving completely. So then, you don't know what to do. Are you understanding? You don't, because all your senses are perceiving Krishna, and because if every sense is perceiving, what do you do? Do you walk? Do you use your hands? Do you watch? Do you speak? You don't know what to do. So stamba. Then you become erect, just standing. You don't know what or how to function, right? So this is all the akshaja. That means these are the sense perceptions that you are getting. Now Krishna, so Jiva Goswami first explains all of this, that akshara, the words, helps you to perceive with your senses, all of that. He says, but Krishna, he is adokshaja. Meaning, all the senses have perceived, all the words have spoken, and he is even beyond that. So now what? You see? So now do you understand why Ananta says, and Ananta meaning he is unending. Ananta means he is unending. And he is, through his multitude of hoods, he is singing the glories of Krishna. Why? He is using akshara, he is using aksha. Through all of that, still he cannot reach the end, because Krishna himself is adhokshaja. Are you getting how? So this is Jiva Goswami's presentation, and he's explaining who is adhokshaja. So it's amazing, isn't it, when you see this presentation? And now the reason why the word adhokshaja is being used here is because Hiranyaksh, through all his sense perceptions, he has been trying to deal with Varaha, Lord Varaha. Right? Lord Varaha is in front of him. He has used every sense perception known to him. He has, he started with the physical, right? He started with words, with vacha. Then he went with physical. Now that's not working. Then he went with the mental. He did all his magic tricks. He has tried everything. Not a single thing that he has left. He's not able to perceive Krishna. He's not able to do it. Then finally, what does Lord Krishna do? He says, okay, now all your stunts are done. All the sense perceptions have been used. Right? Even mind is considered the sixth sense. So mind is also considered within sense perception. Mind is put. When you say sense perception, mind is included. All of that has been done, magic, everything finished. Now what? Now what is your presentation? Nothing? Okay. Touch under the ear. Right? And finished. It's very nicely said. Those struck indifferently by the Lord. Catch that. Indifferently by the Lord. Meaning, Krishna just touched him. Indifferently. Not with anger, not with hatred, not with love. Just touched him. Indifferently. Right? This is the key word. Indifferently. Finished. Right? Because, why? Because Krishna is indifferent. Right? But from our side, we are not dealing with Krishna. We are dealing with Krishna's energy. Are you understanding? That's why in the Bhagavad Gita, what does Krishna says? Krishna says that I am neutral to everybody. I am indifferent. I am neutral. Right? Doesn't matter. But we are not dealing with Krishna. We are dealing with Krishna's energy. So when Krishna's indifference, when it channels down through his energy, it makes a massive difference. Are you understanding? Krishna's indifference is yoga nidra. Right? When Krishna closes his eyes, he becomes indifferent. Right? When Mahavishnu sits, he shuts his eyes down. Indifference. Right? But then, okay, once he closes his eyes, who opens the eyes? Durga and Shambhu. Right? Are you understanding? He glances. Through his glance, the shadow forms come. Rama Devi's shadow is Durga. Sadashiv, then shadow comes Shambhu. And then now he closes. So glancing done, indifference occurs. Now these two personalities take form. And now these two personalities, they are extraordinary. He's called Ashutosha, Shambhu. Easily pleased, easily angered. Right? Now this is the difference that we can feel. We can feel this. We are able to feel Durga Devi, we are able to feel Shambhu. We are able to feel these personalities. Right? So Krishna's indifference comes in the form of difference through them, through these agencies. Right? And now these people, right here, Hiranyaksh, his eyeballs bulged out of his sockets, his arms and legs broken, and hairs on his head shattered. He fell down dead. Finished. Right? How many chapters have we spent? 3, 4 chapters on Hiranyaksh. Like his journey. Right? Kamsa gets a much bigger run. Kamsa gets one of the bigger runs. In terms of demons, he gets one of the bigger runs. Right? He gets a long run in Srimad Bhagavatam. He gets, I think, nearly 40 chapters. He gets a good run. Right? So And Kamsa is so interesting character that whenever gopis would get angry with Krishna, or sometimes if Jatila Kutila would get angry, they'll say, go complain to Kamsa about Krishna. So he comes in any of the leelas. Kamsa plays that role of he is the punisher. Kamsa is the punisher. He will punish, right? So he has that role. But then within the chapters of Bhagavatam, he gets a bigger run. Kamsa gets a bigger run. But here Hiranyaksh, he had I think 5-6 chapters of run, and now finished, dropped down dead. So the idea here is to show that you begin with the karma, which Jaya Vijaya did. You go through your height and lows, and then finally at the time of death, right, we will feel the indifference of Krishna. Indifference. And why this is important is that all of us are going to go through death. Our own death and that of our loved ones. Right? Our own death and that of our loved ones. So then at that time, how do we deal with Krishna? Right? So you may, because your knowledge, we have knowledge, we will see someone die and say, oh Krishna, your Damshra Karalam, your teeth of death crushed this person. One way of looking at it. Other way is that you saying, oh Krishna, I miss this person. Right? So the Vaishnavas, they look to Krishna to say, I miss the Vapu of this personality. I miss that association because Sadhu Sangha is of the greatest value. Right? So that's how devotees look at it. But if you were, Theosophian, you will say, yes, Krishna has arrived in the form of death personified and he has taken you. No, we don't really look at it like that. We don't look at it from the indifference. Right? We don't see it from the indifference. We see it from Krishna's love. Because the second part of the shloka goes that, yes, I am neutral. Right? But I like my devotees. I am neutral. But I really like my devotees. So we focus on the second half. We don't focus on the first half. But yes, sometimes in dealing with the material world, we must also appreciate Krishna's impersonal presentation. Right? To deal with material world, we have to sometimes see the impersonal form. Right? Let's say you want something, you don't get it. You don't get it. Now, if we are elevated devotees, we won't be bothered. Brahma Bhut Prasannatma. Right? If you are elevated, then you are Brahma Bhut Prasannatma. But most of us are not in that stage. So then we feel. So at that time, we can appreciate Krishna's impersonal form. At that time, we can appreciate it. Okay. From a Brahman perspective, if you don't get a result, that means at Brahman things are wrong. Right? But if you do everything correctly, and you get a result, that means at Paramatma you worked correctly. Right? So that's why the Brahman and Paramatma forms are there. So if you didn't get a result, that means at Brahman itself it was wrong. If you get a result, then at Paramatma you did okay. Like at Paramatma level, because the localized controller has given you something, that means at the Paramatma level it works. Yes? So this is how you can use these impersonal, you can see the impersonal form. You can then also see the localized controller form. But as devotees, we ignore all of these. Right? We just look to Krishna. So this is how our vision is. Our vision needs to be, look to Krishna now. Okay, what to do? I wanted $1 billion. I wanted, this. I wanted that. I wanted so much. I didn't get. Or I got, but I got very little. I could have got more. I mean, it doesn't matter, right? We all have our quota, right? Tena bhunjita. Accept your quota. Your bhunjita. Accept it. Take it. No, we want more. So at that time, we as devotees, we look to Krishna. Right? We don't worry about Brahman realization. But at that time, we ignore these principles. We look to Krishna. But the idea is that when we look to Krishna, right, we must then see Krishna in the way that he is, of love. But then, usually what happens, we'll see Krishna, but then we show the hatred. When we say hatred, I'm not hatred to it. We show that Krishna, see, I worked hard, but I didn't get a result. So in one sense, that's hate. In one sense, that is hatred, right? So we show the hatred to Krishna. Krishna, see, I worked hard, I didn't get the result. No, then even dealing with Krishna, then no justice. Justice is thrown in the bin. Justice is thrown in the bin. When you're dealing with Krishna, you just deal with Krishna. It's not like Arjuna is sitting there, Abhimanyu is dead. He's not sitting and saying, Krishna, where is justice? Where is your Damshra Karalam? You were saying, you were showing me Vishwarupa. Where is all that? No, he didn't. Okay, all right, now this is there, all right, no, I will do something. You see, this is a devotee. Devotee doesn't get agitated by these things. But it's hard, isn't it? To lose a 16-year-old boy is something. It's something and it hurts you like anything. Right? He felt bad. I mean, it's not like he didn't feel bad. He felt bad, went through all the emotion. But he'll always look to Krishna with devotion. Never blaming Krishna, never like sitting, if we had gambled, the moment we see Krishna, why didn't you stop the gambling, man? This is us. Krishna, what are you doing? You couldn't stop Shakuni? You didn't know Shakuni was going to do this? This is us. If we were in Pandav was seeing Krishna, oh Krishna, you have come. Just by seeing you, we have got relief. Like counseling. Oh Krishna, just by seeing you, we get relief. Draupadi is coming and saying, my dear Krishna, only you help me. You see? Only you're there to help. What is there? What else is there? Because she's trying, see, her journey was, she was trying to hold on to justice. So she was holding on, right? With one hand, first two hands, then one hand. So it is very nicely explained by the Acharya. First two hands, then one hand. Finally, it's like, what justice? Just look for devotion. Now Krishna will take care. But it is hard. The point being that this is hard. It is hard. It is hard for me. It is hard for most of us. But the whole point of showing Bhagavatam is that we can take the position of Hiranyaksha. We can take the position of Kamsa. There are many, many examples for us to take. Or we can start taking the position of the devotees. See, Bhagavatam shows you everybody. It shows you the demons as well. Please don't think Bhagavatam doesn't show you the demon. It shows you the demon. This is how the demon behaved. And the demon got good result. And the demon won. You see our friend Duryodhana, right? For all the nastiness that he did, it was only 3 days in his life that he didn't have his kingdom. 3 days after he crushed his legs. After Bhima crushed his leg, 3 or 2 days or whatever, he was he was then dying, and the vultures were trying to eat him. And then with this one mace lying down, he's trying to shoo away the vultures. Right? That was the only time in his life that he did not live in a kingly position. 2 days. That's it. It seems like a pretty good deal, doesn't it? Not a devotee of Krishna, a pretty good deal. So the Shastras and this one show you, they even show you the position of the demons. It's not like they don't just show you devotees, no, show position of demons. However, they also show you that the demon doesn't get out of this material manifestation. That, Puna Charvita Charvanana. Shows you that. You see our friend, what's his name? Marichi. Mind son. Marichi's son, the 6 boys, then they come as Kalnemi's son, then they now come as the Sadgarbhas of Devaki and getting killed. You see? How many times? Just repeating and repeating and repeating and repeating. Just continuously repetition. So this, but because we are interested in Krishna's energy, we ignore that. Don't worry about that. Oh, Krishna's energy, I want to deal with energy. So we will see in the journey of Jaya and Vijaya, they first time they come as Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, and they are saying, who is the most powerful? Then they both, he sees Varaha, right? And our friend Hiranyakashipu sees Narsimhadev. And when they are seeing both of them, they are thinking, wow, man, this fellow is so much opulence, so much, Shakti. So we want Shakti. So then next, Ravana. Right, so this is in Raghu Bhagavatamrita, Rupa Goswami is explaining this. He says, next they come as, because they concentrate so much on Shakti, then Ravana steals Sita Devi. He wants Shakti. He's saying, no, I want this opulence. Then as he's dying, now both Kumbhakaran and Ravana are dying, they are seeing, he's a brahmachari, oranges. What's going on? Okay, no Shakti now, right? They can't see the Shakti, but still he's killing me. Something amazing, isn't it? So he's saying that this time they start thinking there's something about this person. You see, first they went for power, then they went for the opulence. Now they're thinking, no, there's something about this person. So now Dantavakra and Shishupala. And now they are constantly thinking about the person. Now they are able to get liberated. Because finally, in the third birth, they give up this idea that I have to deal with Krishna's energies. Now I deal directly with Krishna. Now, in that state, if one is directly dealing with Krishna, then sneyat, bhayat or dveshat. We're talking about direct, sneyat, bhayat or dveshat. You will get liberation. In any of the three principles, right? Sneyat, bhayat, dveshat, you will get. And so, Narad Muni will also explain this to Yudhishthir in Canto 7. Right? And so, for us as devotees, we observe this and we think, okay, this is quite amazing. So we have now, sorry, I just realized that we just went a little over 8:45. So we will come back here and we'll say, okay, so now he has been killed, our friend Hiranyaksh, his life is over. Here you will see a mention of Vritrasura, and so we will see our acharyas continuously explain that because this is all, post-event. Post-event means Sukadev Goswami and Parikshit are sitting and all of these events have occurred. So you'll see Sukadev Goswami refer various events. Although if you look back from a time frame perspective, it has not occurred. Vritrasura still hasn't come. But because you're speaking at a moment when all the events have occurred, so then he's able to relate to all of this. And then the thunderbolt, we know our Dadichi, his Vajra. So all of these examples and synonyms are given. All right, so we will end here. If devotees want to share something, they can. Yes, Prabhu.
It's actually mentioned in the shloka that Yathat Vashtam Marupadi, Indra, the lord of the Maruts, is the demon Vritra.
Yeah.
I think he mentioned about Vritras. Right?
Yeah, that's all Canto 6. Even Marutas are in Canto 6. Canto 6, right? Marutas? It's Canto 6, Marutas. Yeah. When our Diti is back in that again, right? she comes a few times. So Diti is back. Yeah, Marutas are there. Yeah.
Just wondering as why Indra is addressed in particular as the lord of the 49 or 47 Maruts.
49. Yeah, 7 into 7. Yeah. He cuts 7 times and cuts 7 more times. It's like that 7 times. Yeah, 49.
I was just wondering why he's actually addressed.
This is all because it's all Canto 6. This is poetry, right? So it's all Canto 6. It's coming. It's going Canto 6. Yeah, I'm pretty certain it's Canto 6. The Marutas and Twashta and all is described in that same thing. We can go. I'll go check when I go home. But I think it's all Canto 6. It's all Canto 6.
I was just wondering why he's Indra is particularly addressed as Lord of the Maruts. Usually we see him as like a king of heaven, right? So is there any significance in mentioning in particular as being the Lord of the Maruts?
When you say significance, because both the stories are part of Canto 6, so that's why that is the significance. Is that what you're referring to, or you're thinking something else? You're probably thinking something else.
Yeah, I didn't know why he's...
Oh, okay. So Marutpati, because we are talking relations here, right? So Twashta's son is Vrita. So then Maruta's father is... So, see, the poetry is very beautiful here, right? If you can appreciate the poetry, you will like it. Twashta, the father, his son is killed by Maruta's pati. So if you can appreciate the poetry, it's very beautiful. But yeah, these things then when you start, little bit like Jiva Goswami mentions that when you read Bhagavatam, you'll see a lot of poetry. But for that, you need to double click it. But that's the, but that for now we are going into, diatrics, like we're going into the whole Sanskrit of it. But that is the beauty actually of it. So if you can appreciate it, then it is there. Twashta, the father, his son is killed by Maruta's pati. So if you can appreciate that, it's very nice. Anything else devotees want to share? No? Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.